Feel the debate. Fire up your day. Middle Ground Coffee is here. Bold flavor, no size, just forward. Grab yours at store.themiddlegroundmic.com and let's go. Good evening, everybody. I don't generally do special sessions late at night, but it's Joe from the Middle Ground. Today America lost a voice. Whether you agree with him or not, he made an impact on a lot of people, and he was good to a lot of people. Charlie Kirk, he founded Turning Point USA. He was assassinated while speaking at Utah Valley. He's just 31. He has a wife, two kids. They're saying that there's some videos out there that shows somebody running across a rooftop after it. So, we got to stop and reflect on this, right? Like I get the outrage from my friends on the right. This is the danger of when we call people Nazis and fascists and communists and socialists when they're not. It breeds this hate, and it's terrible. Nobody should ever have to go through this. No politician, no family member, nobody. I mean, we got to be able to not like each other, disagree without it coming to this. He built who he was as a conservative activist who loved God, his country. He went to college campuses. I watch a lot of his clips. I get why sometimes people can be okay, but everything he did was he never I get why some people may see some of the things he would do per se as advocating things one way or the other, but he wanted civil debate. Sometimes things are, we don't have to like someone, but beyond politics, he was a husband, father. He leaves behind a wife and two kids. I lost my father in my 20s. Obviously, a lot of was two young kids, but man, that's just that's hard. That's people who knew him personally said, they describe a man who worked tirelessly and carried his faith into everything he did. And I wholeheartedly believe that by watching his interviews. I did not know him personally. But he really did believe in a future for America. He believed that we could at some point get past this stuff. He did. He thought he appealed to our better nature, and we didn't do right by him. It happened at 12:10 local time there. He was on his comeback tour, and they did arrest the assailant. But as of this recording, I have not heard anything about it beyond that. The federal agencies, have swarmed the scene. They got everything going. For me, I don't understand how I'm not blaming the police, but there's so many people there. This person get away for so long. That's a whole other thing. I'm sure we'll get, more things, and you got some people on the left that have said some things, that, and my God, if you're one of those people out there celebrating someone's death, just go away. Just go away, man. Not even if it was somebody on the right side, just go away. Nobody should die for expressing a political opinion. It's terrible. Kamala Harris saying it. Kamala Harris was encouraging people to go to fight for things. They wanted to be roadblocks. They wanted these things. I know she personally did no, but a lot of these things, like when you're calling people a Nazi, a lot of people have very negative feelings naturally about the Nazis. When you keep saying that and you keep saying that's what people start to believe, especially if they're one of your supporters. They'll believe it after a while. We have to do better. Political extremism has to stop. And this isn't about politics today. This is about Charlie. That's Charlie Kirk. Let's make sure that that's what this is about. The president, the vice president. Everybody's kind of said their condolences. Charlie was 31 years old. He leaves behind a wife, children, a movement that touched a lot of people. His legacy was to passionately debate. Hopefully his death will remind us that the stakes are high. They're high, and they're too high to let hate win. Civil disagreement, not violence, is the way forward.